isn't working, the wheel where you're grinding at. You know what it be. Playing this here for the keeps. Had to make out with a feast. A family to feed. Third cold where the trophy should be. EA got me in the game now. Read on with the gang now. They're here with a...
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
3rd down.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The Colts send out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Second down, here's Eason. And that's complete. It's the tight end Daniels. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
A gain of a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Watch the ship, watch the ship. Watch twin. 19 tight, 19 tight.
From the gun on 3rd down, Eason. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Riley Harrison. And the return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
They'll take over.
They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, it has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
Now a dump off here complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a second down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 41-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. A first carry here for Joe Mixon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
No gain on the play, and it's 3rd down.
Now Minshew. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan.
Complete.
They get 5, and it will go ahead and move the chains.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Intended for...
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Out of the gun is Minshew. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 24-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. Mixon with a first down carry. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up 2nd down.
The 22-yard line.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly. And that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw it. Minshew. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
At the Colts' 4-yard line.
On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. Minshew sets to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. They went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. So on fourth down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on.
A 27-yard attempt.
And Lambo will put this one through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's Eason to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there, because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
First and 10, Eason. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. K'Lavon Chaisson. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Jaguars 3, Colts 0.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun is Eason. And that is incomplete. Trying to get that one to his running back, Marlon Mack. And now it's 3rd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up. 44, Mike, 44. Pick it up.
60. Throwing on 3rd and long. Eason. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, but it'll be second down.
Looks like they went for the combo play there. A nice ample gain on the ground on the previous play. Going for the big shot on that one unsuccessfully.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll go play action here with Minshew. They're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Eason going to throw it out of the shotgun. Flush to his right. He completes this one to Mack. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
At the 47-yard line.
They'll throw on first down with Eason. They'll run the screen with Mack. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
45-yard line.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
No gain on the play. Leads to 3rd and 11.
The Colts on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. Now it's the backup Winston. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Joe Mixon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
5-yard line. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Single receiver. Hey, you're running out of them over there.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
The Colts on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Eason. Got an open man. That's Campbell. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it out of the gun with Mack. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 16 yards, a 1st down. On 1st down, it's Taylor. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Eason sets to throw it. His throw caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Colts able to get this back within a touchdown. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now.
Makes the score Jaguars 10.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosazon to kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Off play action, it's Minshew. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Here's Minshew. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, picked off at the 45.
This interception would go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And they'll get this down to the 10. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Eason gets hit, and the ball pops free. And the Jags grab it. He's got daylight. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
So first and 10 now from the 30. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But it doesn't matter what you call a position, it's who you put there. And there we saw completion.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Laviska Shenault, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars had 6 to their lead.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. And that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you've got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here, 2nd and a yard from the 34.
44, 44, Mike, 44. Hey, get the 44 is the Mike. 44 is the Mike.
And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
44 is the Mike. 44 is the Mike.
From the gun, Eason, deep ball for good. And that's caught inside the 35.
Bring it.
Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marquise Goodwin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points. I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper,
yes,
right?
Yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big playability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Minshew to throw. His throw incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
5-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. It'll be Minshew again. Buying time to his left. That one complete. He finds Shark. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. On the return, it's Rodgers. A 40-yard punt, no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Taken about 7 yards deep, and no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback.
Here we go. Let's go. 30.
Minshew and the Jags now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
28, Joe Mixon.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now back to throw. And he'll give that to Fournette, complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
61, matchbox, lights.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
It's a gain of 17.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Minshew, 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case,
Minshew going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off at the 17. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Eason and the Colts now with a 1st and 10 at their own 42. He fakes the give here and looks to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Eason not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Eason. He dumps this off to Mack, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
On 3rd down, Eason. Campbell making the catch. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards. 1st and 10. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. From the gun, Eason. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Incomplete.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Eason off the play fake. This is caught. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Marquise Goodwin with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead. It's up and good to make it 21-17.
Makes the score Colts 21, Jaguars 17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosazan to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Got a man, that's Colin Johnson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Out of the gun is Minshew. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
At the Colts' 45-yard line.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Open man is Howard, the tight end.
Showtime today,
touchdown, Jaguars. O.J. Howard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead.
For Jacksonville.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
catch made at the 25-yard line. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Josh Allen in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Mike 51, Mike 51. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing.
From the gun is Eason. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, now he'll try and chuck it deep. It got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. For 39 yards there, a big one.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They'll run on 1st down. It's Taylor. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Decent run, maybe hoping for a little bit more. It does, though, set up 3rd and manageable.
And every play that's run, if it's blocked perfectly and executed perfectly, it's set up to go for a touchdown, right? But I like the way you described that one. Just get into a 3rd and manageable, nice decision-making, and took care of the football.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd.
Mike 51.
Now Taylor. Oh, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. Back now in Indianapolis. For the 4th quarter, will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. DJ Chark, the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. Looking for Chark again. This time he's got him. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And it's 3rd down.
The Jaguars on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. It was Matthew Adams who got him down on the defensive side.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Minshew. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out in the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Minshew sets to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 40. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free.
This is my mode, baby.
And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. In a tie game, 4th quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
24. Set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will make it into the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick 6 hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the 4th. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Minshew with a give to Fournette. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Number 20.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Mixon, the ball carrier.
Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
At the 42.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Here we go, here we go. 10-2 stuff. You're out.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. Looking to throw it. Minshew. And my goodness, another interception.
Greatest show on earth, baby.
Picked off right around the 43. And he will bring it back. An interception return from a Colts TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Colts 38, Jaguars 24.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. And now the throw taken in by Chark. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
13 yards.
At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Throwing on 1st down is Minshew. And he finds Howard complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
At the 38-yard line.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Again, Minshew looking to throw. Looking deep for Adams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
At the Jaguars' 37-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
51, Kamani. 50.
Out of the gun. Here's a give to Mack. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. The Colts on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This to make it a 3-score game late.
A 54-yard attempt.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's Scoop. The big man. Get the oxygen tank ready. He's at the 30. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. So just a remarkable turn of events there. A chance to add on to this fourth quarter lead. Not only is that squandered, but now we've got a brand new game.
And for such a critical kick, the blocking has to be better. Brandon, that reminds me of a game that you called. Became famous, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Florida State, Georgia Tech, right? Didn't you have something similar?
Yep, a block kick return late. Unbelievable. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. This now a chance at the very least to burn some clock following that 4th down stop. Points would be ideal for some breathing room, no doubt. And really, a field goal would be huge. That would make it a 2-score game. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Eason on 2nd down. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Minshew. This is Shenault on the receiving end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the gun, Minshew to throw. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Colts' 11-yard line.
From the gun, a give to Mixon. Now the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
Joe Mixon.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And yes, he's into the end zone, so they get the late score they needed, and now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
Josh Lambo.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th.
At 38 all. Josh Lambo to kick off for.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Eason. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Josh Allen picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Second down, here's Eason. And the pressure gets to him again. Josh Allen getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Brings up 3rd down. That's the end of regulation.
Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Now a first throw here in overtime. That's caught by Howard. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
On the ready.
On first down, Mixon. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
They'll run on first down. Mixon. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game, and how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
A 39-yard attempt.
The kick by Lambeau is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up, because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
It's been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Right here. 44 is the mic. 44 is Mike. Check. Warriors 17. Fofo is the mic. Mike's Fofo. Watch the run.
Eason going to throw it out of the shotgun. Fighting Hilton on the slant. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
That's a gain of...
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Let's go, defense.
Operating from the gun. Eason is going to fire one deep over the middle. Oh, it's intercepted. That'll seal it. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And that's how this one ends, in dramatic fashion in overtime with the interception.
At their own 30-yard line.
We thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for the Jags, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will head home next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action